John Hardy's love of the sea came at an early age while growing up in Southern California. The offspring of a long line of merchant mariners, John's favorite book was Jane's Fighting Ships. At age 14, John could already be found at the helm, learning about the sea. After graduating high school, John received a full scholarship in chemistry at USC. In place of continuing his studies at USC, he received a different education with Mel Fisher at Mel's Aqua Shop. It was with Mel that John learned to dive with a CO2 scuba tank and web harness. Because of his passion for diving, John moved his studies to Cal State LA and later graduated with a degree in recreation. In 1960, at the age of 22, John became one of the early YMCA diving instructors. It was obvious from the beginning that John was a born educator. The next year, John graduated from LA County's 10th Underwater Instructor Certification Course, or UICC as they were known. Completion of this course truly launched his lifelong love affair with recreational diving. Over the next several years, John taught scuba at the YMCA camp on Catalina Island, California. Noting John's strong leadership ability, he was ultimately asked to become the camp's manager. In 1964, John was called to active duty in the U.S. Navy and graduated from Officer Candidate School later that next year. During his Navy career, John served as damage control officer on the fleet oiler USS Cimarron, taking him to the South China Sea during the Vietnam War. Due to his poor eyesight, John was unable to attend the Navy diving school. However, one of his greatest satisfactions was to return as a civilian and later teach scuba for the Navy. After graduating from the commercial diving school at Santa Barbara City College, John returned to recreational diving by serving on the headquarters staff at NAUI. This added a third instructor certification to his credit. Later, John served as the executive director of NAUI. In 1978, John officially began the career he was made for, acting as a consultant for the recreational diving community. As his writing career began, he added PADI and SSI instructor certifications to his collection. John also assisted in the curriculum and instructor training procedures for SSI. After moving permanently to Avalon on Catalina Island, John founded Argo Diving Services and fast became known for his professional consulting abilities within the recreational diving industry. John was an extremely active diver, logging between 400 and 500 dives a year. Because of his knowledge of diving and diver training, John was a sought-after expert witness in scuba diving investigations. Crediting his environmental side, John took over the organization of the annual underwater cleanup in Avalon Harbor. John's lasting legacy is Scuba Lab. Here he laid careful groundwork for conducting comparative equipment evaluations for Rodale's Scuba Diving magazine. Both the magazine and John put their reputations on the line when Scuba Lab began this sensitive research in 1992.
Scuba Lab is the only entity that is doing independent comparative evaluations in the world.
John will not be forgot. First and foremost, he was a gentleman. He was a good friend and mentor, always ready to laugh and offer his advice.